said right at the start of the night that I was going to tell you about 2019. But in order to tell you about 2019, I need to go back a little while. And I will say that I'm going to find this next 2 minutes a bit tough. So I first got involved with this group in 2010, right? Amazingly, when good friend Steve Thair was saying, hey, I think we ought to do a meetup around web performance. And back in that time, I was the web operations manager for Seatwave, and we'd done a big project to both tune the front end of a website, tune the back end, tune the database, tune the queuing, because we were a ticketing site, if you don't know Seatwave. And it had an amazing benefit for the business. And so basically, when Take That reformed in 2010, yeah, they're still going, right? You know, they basically blew the internet apart, right, when it came to online ticketing, apart from one site. And that site was the site that I ran. Yeah, and basically we ended up taking 30 days revenue in a day. Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. And that got Seatwave noticed, and it got me noticed. So that was kind of how I got into web performance. I started helping Steve out, not really doing this kind of thing, but just setting the chairs up for him and stuff like that for about 4 years. That went through to about 2014, where Steve went off and set up DevOpsGuys, which for various reasons, they've now renamed DevOpsGroup. And he needed to, and that was in Cardiff, so not in London. Couldn't exactly run London web performance from Cardiff. It was very, very difficult for him. So he wanted someone to take over. And myself and Andrew Betts, who was formerly the FT, now of Fastly, we kind of said, yeah, right, okay, we'll kind of take this on. So since October 2014, I kind of like counted it up, and it's been 50 months in then, right? We've done 49 meetups in 50 months. It's pretty amazing, right? The amount of effort that's kind of involved there. And 2 conferences. One was EdgeConf, which is kind of like Andrew's baby, fantastically well-received conference. Basically, I just looked after the sponsorship for him on that one. He did all the curation and absolutely everything. The other conference this year, Delta V, myself, Simon, Joe Franchetti, and along with White October, put that conference together. So when I added up, we've kind of like had about 5,000 attendees across that period of 4 years. Kind of like a bit sobering when I look back at that. But not only did we do those kind of things, we raised an awful lot of money for good causes. When I totted that up across the 4 years, most of our money goes to IT-related charities. But as you know, the money from the ticket proceeds tonight, every Christmas, always given money to Crisis and always given money to BBC Children in Need. But across that 4 years, we've donated over £20,000 to the community, right? So that is the power of what can be done with a group such as this. Now, this is the bit that's really going to hurt me, because you're now kind of going on to 2019. And my personal work, right, is really taking me away from web performance. I'm back in the operations space. I'm doing cloud migrations, all that kind of stuff, much more about back-end scaling and all that kind of thing. And my private and family life is also making it really difficult for me to carry on running this group. So I've kind of come to the decision that this is actually going to be the last London Web Performance meetup that I organise. Right. So, but it's time for a new beginning. If you don't want this community to stop, I need you to step up to the plate and help run and keep this community going. Give it new ideas, give it a new impetus, and take it on to the very next level. So I'm going to make a general call out in January to like the whole group come to sort of like a special meeting where hopefully people can like take on the community interest company that's behind London Web Performance, and also actually sort of like run it from month to month, because I want to be one of you, right? I am tired. I've been, like I said, 8 years in total, 4 years actually running it. I need to step back and I need to give someone else the opportunity to take this community and do great things with it. So the last thing I need to say tonight is thank you for that 8 years of support. Thank you for coming tonight, and have a really great Christmas. And I'll see you whenever, and I'll be sitting there. I might even wear a proper shirt. So thank you very much.